Good gaming day to everyone. In the new episode of PlayStation Console Gaming News, today we have the colossal success of the new PS5 exclusive. A chip manufacturer has hinted at a new PlayStation 5 model. Sony is removing major games from the PlayStation Plus Extra and higher subscription tiers. And also, the recent Gamescom 24 presentation. So, to make sure you never miss anything in the gaming world, check your subscription to the channel. And let's dive into the latest events. The Taiwanese semiconductor manufacturing company TSMC has published its financial results and plans for the coming months. According to the financial report, the demand for chips has increased as the company's net profit rose by 36% compared to the previous financial quarter. But that's not all. If the company's forecast is to be believed, orders for gaming consoles will resume in the third quarter of this year, including the first shipments of the new PlayStation 5 model. This suggests that someone will begin mass purchasing chips for gaming consoles during the third financial quarter. It's not hard to guess what console this will be and where they will be supplied. The market is holding its breath in anticipation of the new PlayStation 5 model, and undoubtedly, this is not just a re-released revision, but a fully updated version, as many expect it to be a Pro model. From my own experience, I know many people who are in a bit of a dilemma. On one hand, there are many rumors that a new model will be released at the end of 2024, and as a result, it feels wrong to buy the current but slightly inferior PlayStation 5 model. But if we trust reliable sources, and not only them, this issue should be resolved in September of this year. Either the PlayStation 5 Pro will be announced, or it will no longer be relevant to pursue this idea, as the PlayStation 5's life cycle will enter its second half. In important news this week, on September 17th, 11 games will leave the PlayStation Plus Extra, Deluxe, and Premium subscription catalog. It wouldn't be such a big deal, except that the catalog includes Horizon Forbidden West, the intriguing Marvel Universe game Midnight Suns, the horror game Alien Isolation, Nier Replicant, Spiritfarer, Cloudpunk, as well as a bunch of games from the Star Ocean series. I hope that the list won't grow any further before September 17, so if there's something you wanted to play from the ones I've mentioned, I recommend hurrying. There's still time. Square Enix has confirmed their plans and officially announced the release of the PlayStation 5 console exclusive Final Fantasy XVI on PC on September 17th. There had already been talks about Final Fantasy XVI coming to PC and possibly even to Xbox consoles, and now the first step in that direction has been taken. It's worth noting that the developers and publishers were somewhat dissatisfied with the game's sales performance on PlayStation 5, which is why, to recoup some of the development and marketing costs, the company is moving towards an early release on PC. I'm fairly certain the game will also come to Xbox, but we'll have to wait a bit longer for that. Lead character designer at Firewalk Studios, John Wisniewski, shared that the company had been working on the upcoming Sony console exclusive for 8 years. Yes, we're talking about Concord. According to Wisniewski, he is very proud of the game as it is filled with humanity and depth. He also hopes that players will appreciate their work as the development team is ready to support the project for many years to come. However, there's one small inconsistency. The team couldn't have been working specifically on this project for 8 years, as the company was founded in 2018, but I dare to suggest that Firewalk Studios simply completed work that had already been started, funded by Sony. Last week I mentioned that some enthusiasts managed to get Bloodborne running up to the start menu on PC. Well, a week later, they've made significant progress with their build, and now Bloodborne is running on different levels. The developers of the Shad PS4 emulator have successfully launched it on both PC and Steam Deck. It's essentially playable, and you can try out this Souls-like game, though there are some minor bugs and crashes. An insider with the nickname XStation reported that he has heard about 4 more Xbox games being prepared for release on PS5. According to him, he doesn't know the exact timeline for when these projects will be announced and released, but it will be soon. The insider also mentioned that Starfield is not on this list while Forza Horizon is, although it likely won't be announced in the coming days. This isn't surprising, as Windows Central editor Jez Corden also shared some intriguing information. Sales of Sea of Thieves on PlayStation 5 have surpassed 1 million copies. However, Corden isn't citing an official source, but says he got the information from reliable sources. Sea of Thieves was released on PlayStation 5 in April 2024, and roughly speaking, it took just over 4 months to reach the 1 million copies mark. This immediately raises the question, will Microsoft be pleased with the sales of their game, which was essentially ready and just ported to another platform? Undoubtedly, they will be thrilled. Phil Spencer once again discussed the release of Xbox games on PlayStation during the recent Gamescom event. Games on PlayStation expand Xbox franchises, but Microsoft's interests remain the priority. Previously, Xbox was more of a hobby for the company, but with the acquisition of Activision Blizzard, the focus has shifted towards financial returns. Although Xbox does have attractive offerings like Game Pass and an affordable console, the sales of Series S and X haven't improved and are comparable to the disappointing results of the Xbox One. There won't be a systematic approach to releasing games on PlayStation. Each case will be handled individually. For example, Call of Duty is released under contract, while Indiana Jones will be released 6 months later. As strange as it may sound, for any self-respecting capitalist, financial interests come first, and only after that come exclusivity and other features. And speaking of the Indiana Jones game, a page for the game has already appeared in the PlayStation Store. The release is expected in April 2025, while it will come to Xbox and PC in December 2024. On August 20th, the PlayStation 5 console exclusive Black Myth Wukong was released. On the first day after release, the game was so hyped that it had over 2 million concurrent players, though with a small caveat, 88% of the players were from China. In the PlayStation Store, within a day after sales began, the game received over 17,000 reviews, with an average rating of 4.73. For those who might not be aware, it's currently available exclusively through digital stores. And if I'm not mistaken, the physical edition of the game will start selling in September. The colossal success of Black Myth Wukong has triggered a sharp surge in PlayStation 5 sales in China. Amid the hype surrounding Wukong, the interested audience started actively purchasing PS5 consoles along with the game, pushing Sony's console to the top of the sales charts. The surprising sales surge is particularly notable because the Chinese market has traditionally been dominated by mobile and PC gaming, and now suddenly the audience is upgrading to PlayStation 5 to play the new game about the monkey. During the recent Gamescom event, 2K officially announced a new installment of Mafia, subtitled The Old Country. This prequel to the first game will take players to the early 1900s in sunny but ruthless Sicily. Players will immerse themselves in the brutal world of organized crime at the dawn of its rise. The developers promise a captivating story, atmosphere, and the signature Mafia game style. The release is planned for 2025 on all current platforms. A very interesting announcement at the same exhibition, Dying Light the Beast, featuring the return of the main character from the first game. The game takes place 13 years after the events of the original Dying Light. Kyle Crane has been held captive all this time, where he has undergone horrific experiments. Kyle is infected with the heron virus and can transform into a monstrous creature. The story of the Beast is not directly connected to the events of Dying Light 2 and takes place in a new region, the Costor Forests. A nice feature of the new installment is that everyone who purchased the Ultimate Edition of Dying Light 2 will receive the Beast for free. However, there is a small caveat. The Ultimate Edition is available until September 30th, 2024, after which it will be removed from sale. Will it be possible to upgrade the physical edition to Ultimate and, accordingly, get the new Dying Light game for free? We'll find out next week in a shorts format, so subscribe to stay tuned. A full gameplay trailer for Harry Potter, Quidditch Champions, has been revealed. As a reminder, the game will be released on all current platforms on September 3rd and will be available on PlayStation Plus at launch. The game will feature a strong focus on well-known characters from the franchise. Additionally, 3 wizarding schools, Beauxbaton Academy, Durmstrang Institute, and Hogwarts, will participate in the upcoming championship. In terms of gameplay, it's a PvP Quidditch competition with flexible character customization, as well as the option to choose existing characters. John Linneman, a specialist from Digital Foundry, tried out Stalker 2 at Gamescom 2024 and shared his impressions. The game was running on Xbox Series X at 60 frames per second. However, only one graphical mode was available in this build. The image quality on the Series X was, to quote directly, surprisingly excellent. According to the Digital Foundry specialist, the game ran smoothly with no noticeable stuttering or bugs. This is a good sign that the gaming audience might indeed see the new installment in November of this year. And speaking of frame rates on current consoles, it seems that next year, most new releases won't have a high-performance mode on current-gen consoles. All the announced games for next year, from the Second Kingdom Come to GTA 6, are promised to run on PS5 at a stable 30 FPS. The only major games that will feature a performance mode with 60 FPS might be PlayStation exclusives from their internal studios, and even then, likely towards the end of the generation, they will lose their frame rate as well. The console simply can't keep up, and its processor is becoming weaker each year relative to the growing demands of games. And with that, we'll wrap up for today, but we'll meet again soon in the Saturday review or next Tuesday in a new news release. So, subscribe to stay tuned and see you soon.